I was having this thought about somebody mentioning past life regressions, and I was just thinking, how does that fire up in the mind, and this mind, and the human mind? And as I said, I've had these sort of insights or glimpses or whatever you want to call them that have seemed very real. The story seems very real, and it's not me doing it as John. That also I know is well, I sort of understand, or have opened to being a mind contraction. It's just the mind saying, I am me. I'm this ended. I call this me, this experience, this life experience happening through the body. It can be called me, but really it's just life doing this, and the experience of feeling like a me is doing this as well. There's no entity anywhere in the body or around the head. It's this all oneness expressing this way through a body. How does this mind, it is creating the ideas and the thoughts, but it seems like it's interacting with the thoughts. There's things like the thoughts are popping up, and there's sometimes thoughts that feel like they haven't been experienced in this life of this body, which seems to suggest that it's accessing all experience somehow. And that's the mystery. So as far as the past life regressions go, it feels like you're getting glimpses of this ever-present now, this always now that it is, changeable now that it is. And all experience somehow may still be accessible through whatever capacities. It might be energetic, it might be intelligently integrated into this energy that we call life coming into form. We don't really understand how all of this works. All this energy that we are part of, and that manifests as form, it coalesces as form, as bodies, which also have an identity, feel like has an identity. All of these things are happening in this infinitely complex energy that we call awareness, life, consciousness, whatever words, God, whatever the universe, whatever this is, this interconnected whole, oneness, wholeness, is expressing in all these different ways. And we don't quite understand how that gets encoded or interacted with. But it's always now, and it seems like all experience may be somehow integrated or interacting with this whole. Now, I don't think this mind's ever going to have enough, this brain is ever going to have enough horsepower to work that out, enough intelligence to work out how that works. It's just too complex. The scientists don't even know where thoughts come from or what they are. So it's okay, but it's okay. It really is okay. It's just fascinating and interesting and beautiful to be part of this, as it's unfolding. But to get back to past life regressions or past life insights, perhaps experiences that seem to come from a past life, perhaps the mind, the brain, is interacting and interpreting experiences that haven't happened to this body and mind during this particular lifetime of the body. And that seems quite possible to me, as far as I could possibly understand it. And of the same nature would be deja vu. There was maybe a week or two ago, I was just sitting and something just flashed that was spontaneous and so real. The deja vu was like, absolutely, like, I know exactly what this is. This has played out this way before. That's what it feels like to the brain. But, there's other complexities to that. The brain could be, getting a glimpse of a pattern it's seen before, and then piecing together a jigsaw puzzle of ideas and creating a flow. But also it really feels like, it's like as the seconds tick by, as the event unfolds, it's so clearly seen that this is known. This is already known. So maybe it's happened in a slightly different way to another human being, and that's been encoded in this wholeness, and this mind has picked up on that, and then it re-pieces it together, because everything the mind does, everything the brain or the mind does, is really an encoding of infinite possibility. You know, it also steps into the double slip, you know, the how everything is in actually a wave of potentiality, a potentiality wave prior to this awareness, this consciousness taking form, taking a decision, falling out of potentiality into actually one choice. And to make matters even more complex, the possibilities are that there's multiple dimensions of this going on. You know, perhaps that's another way. All of these things tie together, though. They're not actually independent ideas. They're all overlapping possibilities, which all explain each other as being possible. So that this multi-dimensional universe that people talk about, scientists like to say, well, that could have branched off and there could be different dimensions and possibilities and parallel universes. That's all categorizing and taking, you know, so it's like trying to make something finite out of something that's completely fluid and flowing. And so there's, okay, well, it has to be multiple dimensions. No, it just is infinite complexity interacting in an infinite number of ways. And that's sort of about as much, I think, that you need to lock it down.